Hey there, parents! Welcome back to Little Kids Lessons. Today, we're diving into a topic that many families struggle with, dealing with an out-of-control child and breaking the cycle of anxiety that can consume the whole family. First, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. When a child is acting out chronically, it's easy to focus all our attention on them and see them as the problem. But what we often fail to realize is that their behavior is just a symptom of something larger going on in the family. You see, each family member is like a piece of a puzzle, they all contribute to the overall dynamic. And when one piece starts causing trouble, it's usually a sign that there's an underlying emotional or relationship issue at play. Now, this doesn't mean we should start pointing fingers or laying blame. Instead, it's an opportunity to examine the patterns and interactions within the family as a whole. Because here's the thing, when we get so focused on trying to fix and change our problem child, we might actually be making things worse. It's like trying to put out a fire by throwing more fuel on it. The more we fret and worry about our child's behavior, the more anxious and symptomatic they become. And the more symptomatic they become, the more we focus on them. It's a vicious cycle that can be tough to break. But here's the good news, it's never too late to change your family's pattern, no matter what stage you're in with your child. The key is to start by recognizing how anxiety travels through the family unit. Let's say dad comes home from work stressed about a deal that fell through. He might take it out on mom by criticizing her about the messy house. Mom might shut down or get defensive, but either way, the anxiety has now moved to her. Then little Jack, sensing mom's distress, starts crying. And before you know it, 6-year-old Chloe is running to her room, yelling and acting out. This is how anxiety can bounce from person to person in a family, often settling on one child who becomes the anxiety sponge. And when that happens, the child may start developing problems like hyperactivity, learning issues, or behavioral symptoms. So, what can we do as parents to stop this cycle? The first step is to recognize it for what it is and stop letting our own stress and anxiety spill onto our kids. We need to take care of ourselves emotionally and physically, so our children don't end up with that job. Next, we need to observe our own relationship patterns and consider how they might be contributing to our child's behavior. Are there unresolved issues between the adults that are causing tension? Are we inadvertently putting our kids in the middle of our own struggles? It's also crucial that we set clear limits and give enforceable consequences when our child acts out. But we need to do it from a place of being parental, not from a place of anxious reactivity. We can't let our emotions dictate our responses. And finally, we have to recognize our own contribution to the cycle. We're not responsible for our child's outcome, but we can look at what's in our control and work on changing the parts of ourselves that might be adding to the problem. At the end of the day, it's about parenting from our principles rather than our anxieties. When we understand how anxiety operates in our family and use our values to guide our actions, we can break the cycle of reactivity and create a more positive, supportive environment for everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Little Kids Lessons, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more parenting tips and advice.